You know what? With that,
I gotta leave now. Bye.
let's introduce this shit.
That sound is just Mel.
Yeah.
We're gonna like.
Aww.
What's the Mel sound?
That smell. Does Tom tell you that I call you Smell?
No, but it's okay.
Does everyone call you Smell?
Well, there's a funny story about that.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I feel like.
That was the intro.
Okay.
There it is.
Welcome to another episode of Thank You for Your Services podcast.
The podcast dedicated to
To
your
this,
working environment.
it's about work, what work does to you, to us, the greater us, all of our friends in the service industry, and just ranting about it and feeling better.
Yeah.
Personally.
Or feeling worse.
Yeah.
Some people like that feeling.
This
feeling
podcast,
worse.
I promise you, will not make you feel worse. Though it's actually so good for you, and you should keep listening.
Yeah, that'll make
always
listen. I'm sure that really helps.
Well, it's worked so far. So
So the start of our podcast. Well, I guess first we should say you can write to us at ThankYouForUrServices at gmail.com. Your spelled UR. That is once again ThankYouForUrServices at gmail.com. And you can write into us about your trials and tribulations at work, or maybe somebody you work with, or of a past work experience that you've had.
let us know.
Or you can really just send us anything. If you love us, you hate us, whatever. And then you can find us on Instagram, which Tommy is always on, and he gets back to people really, really fast. And that Instagram is thanksforyourservices_podcast. So we have two special guests with us today.
First of all, sitting in, I have my compatriot, my co-pilot, my bestie. Mel is sitting in the third chair with us.
Hi.
Hey, there you go.
Hey.
There you go. There she is. But we have a special guest this week.
Yikes.
My bestie.
Mel's bestie, hair savior,
Yeah.
stylist extraordinaire.
Probably the funniest person I know.
Did you just hear something roll?
I did.
Anyway.
What was that? Was that my wife rolling away?
Oh, God. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Angela,
Hi.
welcome.
Yay.
Hey.
Did you keep your last name? I don't remember. Or did you hyphen it? What?
I am changing my last name. It's
It's a very long process.
Our special
not.
guest, Angela Larson.
Lawson.
It's a
Okay.
Thank You for Your Services debut of the new name. We'll say that.
Oh yeah, she got me hyphenated.
Oh.
On the phone.
Yeah, I hyphenated it like a couple weeks ago because I forgot that you got married. But like in my head, obviously I was there.
All right.
But like no, but like in my phone, you have always been like your last name, and I was like, wait, did she change her last name? Because I didn't know if you did or not.
Yeah, so I have every intention of doing that, but Social Security has been closed, and it's already quite the process. Thanks, COVID.
Yeah,
So.
we've been at that for like couple of years.
We're a couple years. We're having
Couple years.
we're having Ange on this week because her and Matt are kind of kindred spirits.
Yeah, we both cut hair for a
Yeah.
living.
We do.
You said how long you been in the industry?
Yeah, about 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Very cool.
Yep.
And I just cut Tom's hair to show Ange how I cut Tom's hair, and then maybe next time we have her on, she'll cut Tom's hair and she'll show me how.
Oh yeah, that would be.
she does
we can compare notes.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
Couple of things.
You can watch my very unofficial barbering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. That's very interesting to me. What we like to do first on this show is ask each other. I can't ask them because it sounds weird if I ask them, but I'll ask you first, Tom. What's
Yeah.
on your mind, baby?
Oh man, I wrote down a bunch of shit. I won't get to it all because this is going to be
Just
such
off
a good
off
episode.
the heart.
Well, I got a couple good license plates. Only
Ooh,
like two.
yeah.
Ooh.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I saw a contractor like pickup truck with like the business name on it and shit.
Okay.
Its license plate was Build It. I thought that was,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was funny. No,
Like
it's funny.
spelled like
BUILD.
oh, okay, like
IT.
build. I thought it might have
All
been
one
like build, like they bill you.
Oh, bill it?
No,
it's
build it. Like we build it.
Oh.
I don't know.
And then I
That's
saw, and a coworker of mine has a new car, and their license plate says El Toxi.
El Toxi?
Mm-hmm. She corrected me. She said Toxi
Toxi?
because she's Mexican.
Okay.
So. But
Gotcha.
I said,
Like
what's
Toxic Avenger? Toxi?
Well, I didn't know, so I asked her, and she said he's toxic. And I was like, oh,
Who's toxic?
that's exactly.
Her car?
Men.
Oh.
Men are toxic.
Men.
Yeah.
It's like a
Matt.
girl. He's toxic.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
I think. Let's see. The other day, Harry Potter was on Sci-Fi,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to.
The Sci-Fi
finish-
Channel?
Yep. It was just on the TV in the living room. And
Which Harry Potter?
Number 7, Deathly Hallows Part 1.
I never saw any of them past the third one.
They
What?
get better.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're objectively good movies.
Or I never read the books past the third one either. Maybe that's why I stopped.
They're objectively good movies. And I was
Anything's an objectively a good movie.
like, no, it's not.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
I would almost like to argue that as the Harry Potter movies went on, they got better. So like,
Because CGI
I mean,
got
a
better.
lot, yeah,
honestly.
like
I
a lot of
hate
the
CGI.
and like I think like you
Story.
know working with, I mean when they started the series, like they were literal children. I feel like working with, you know, as they like kind of grew up, their acting skills got better and everything,
most
obviously. So
definitely.
it's like, yeah, you definitely should watch the later movies.
I watched Daniel Radcliffe in a movie where he played an FBI agent and he infiltrated a white supremacy ring.
Huh.
Did you see that movie?
No,
It was pretty good.
but I think I'm racking my brain because I think I saw the trailer for it, but I never watched the movie.
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's good.
Ooh, he's also going to be Weird Al in the Weird Al biopic.
Really?
Oh my
That makes a
God.
lot of sense, actually.
How cool is that?
It's very cool.
That's
I'm excited
that's
to
an
see that.
interesting casting choice.
I
I
know.
kind of like that.
I'm excited to see that.
I don't think Weird Al's movie is going to suck either because typically every biopic of like every musician is like first they're young, then they get famous, then they do a bunch of drugs. And
I'm
then
curious,
they
man.
either die or they don't. And then Weird Al, I mean, he just never really fucked up, right?
Yeah, he was pretty much a straight shooter.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's just only been awesome
Yeah.
like
He's
his
a lot of
entire
fun.
career.
He's a lot of fun.
Let me think. Let's see. Oh, I saw a Jeep again being driven by a guy. Okay.
Okay.
In the passenger seat was his dog,
Oh.
and in the back seat was his wife.
I thought you were going to say it was okay, like switch
was-
that around. Like
it
his
was-
wife's a dog.
Very funny.
That's hilarious.
I've
Aw.
seen that exact scenario, except wife is driving, dog is in passenger seat, and husband is in back seat.
Man.
Priorities.
My mic is kind of hot. I'm gonna turn it down just a touch. That's better.
Oh. Thought you meant literally.
Let me
I know.
see.
I really was.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
worried
like,
for a minute. I was
that's
like, oh
my-
no, probably
Mine
shouldn't
next?
be doing that.
Does
Ooh.
it spread?
Here's a question for the room.
Okay.
Are boomers going to be the last generation who give a shit about where they're sat in a restaurant?
No.
No, they're not going to be the
Definitely
last
not.
generation?
Where
gotta
they're
think-
sat?
Explain.
I don't even understand.
Okay, so
What
Sorry, I don't get it. You like
A
like
group-
closer to the door, you mean? Or like by a window?
Right, a group
Okay.
approaches the hostess station.
Mhm.
They get sat somewhere, and then they're like, "Oh, do you think we could sit over there instead?" Does it fucking
No.
matter where you sit
listen.
that much?
As an ex-hostess, literally, it doesn't matter how old you are. I've seen people like definitely younger than the boomer generation be like, "Oh, can I get the booth over there?" I just think it's a comfort thing, which I get, but if I'm like hungry, that's like the least thing I'm like worried about. I'm like,
That's
"Yo,
where
get
I'm
me
at.
sat
I'd always
and
prefer
get
a
the food
booth.
in my mouth."
Well, I think that I have to agree with Mel on this one, and it's
Huh.
because I quite literally witnessed it the other day.
So did we. That's why I wrote it down.
Yeah. I think that like maybe as a whole, our generation is a little maybe more passive in that sense, but not
Not fully.
because James and I went on a date night the other night, and another couple walked in, and the guy was just like, I don't want to sit there. I want to sit here. My chair's wobbly. This, that. Like, he just kept complaining about everything.
Why even
about
go
this
out?
entire setting. And I kind of like, I literally looked at James. I was like, man, like, yeah. And I think that that's just like person-to-person behavior
And
thing.
it's
I
probably
don't know.
learned
Alright.
as well.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we both cut hair for a living. There are people that complain no matter what
Oh,
you do.
yeah.
You can fake cut somebody's. They'll go, I just wanted it a little shorter, and you know in your head it's gonna look like shit if you cut it shorter.
So you don't-
and then
you
you
just
just
go,
pretend, and
Oh,
then they
it's-
go, oh, perfect.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and with not even with just cutting too. Like, I have clients that I actually have one specifically in mind that like, no matter what this client says to me, I just do what I know that they are going to want, not necessarily
Yeah.
what they're saying they want,
Oh,
because
most
I know
definitely.
because if I do the thing, like I just know that there's going to be complaining, and so that's
Totally.
definitely a thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
some people you just have to.
age-old trade,
Yeah.
and people just don't seem to change. Like they never get better. They only suck more. I've been trying to get out of this business for a while.
You're this freaking close.
I'm pretty close.
No, I was so curious because we sat somewhere the other night, 2 nights ago, and a table of fucking oldies were like, oh, can we actually sit at like
Can
four?
you
think
tell
there's
them
a-
where we were?
Do you think there's a
Four-
bunch of kids doing a podcast right now describing us as a table of oldies right now?
I hope there's a podcast of old people complaining about the youngs like us.
They
the
don't
way
know
that
how
we
to
are.
We're not
use
that young.
technology, so probably not.
This fucking pop filter is on my nerves.
Why don't you just move it?
I think
You just did.
I did.
Oh.
No, but
Can you tell them where we were?
we were at Friendly's.
Okay, so wait, just to clarify, you were the only young people in there, right?
No.
No.
Really?
Dude,
because I feel like that's where the mom-moms and pop-pops congregate. They
Kind-
love Friendlies.
Kind of.
McDonald's.
The friendly the Friendly's by me is kind of like booming now.
It's popping.
Oh.
And I would like to attribute that
She's
to
trending.
right. I would like to attribute that to Mel and myself.
Yeah.
we-
Oh, you guys started that
We
Friendly's
sing,
trend?
we have carried that Friendly's on our backs for the last year, and now it's popping again.
Like the way that I carry Arby's.
correct.
Oh,
That's why they're
have an
still
Arby's
in
addiction?
business.
damn.
Angela is wearing the heavy lies the crown of that 10-gallon hat on Angie's head.
So true.
so,
I just realized.
so all of us can still go there.
Oh,
At
will.
man.
You're
Against
welcome.
my will.
You're welcome for keeping Arby's in business.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
damn
we
it.
go. Round of applause. Yeah.
Hey.
I thought we had a laugh one on there. Oh, did you take away the laugh one?
Oh, the laughter one?
Yeah.
It wasn't a joke. I like the applause.
No, the 10-gallon hat thing. That was very funny.
Oh, well. We
was
all
looking-
laughed for real, so that was better for me. Yeah. Let me see. I don't have much else that's kind of like non sequitur.
Can I tell you about my dad? And he's a boomer.
Hell yeah.
Tell
All
us
right.
about your dad, actually.
So I'll get
Fuck-
into the show
fuck
part later,
this.
but my band was playing last night at this little bar around the corner, and I walk in the bathroom, and my dad's in there pooping,
Oh no.
and I go,
Just going to town.
and I'm making my normal Matt groans because I just groan like everywhere I go, and I'm at the urinal, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad." he's like, "Oh, I thought that was you." And I was-
He literally talks like that.
yeah, he really does. He's George Costanza from Seinfeld.
I was gonna say so. I was gonna say so. He's Joe Pesci. But
Also, that yeah, he grew up where The Sopranos takes place.
Okay.
He's just very like
Great, love that.
Jersey Italian, and we're talking in there, and he's like, at the end, I'm like washing my hands. He goes, "Hey, can you just not tell anybody we did this?" Like, I was like, "What? That we talked in here?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, that just that I'm in here." And I was like, "What do you don't want people to know you're pooping?" He's like, "Yeah, I'd rather not."
and you were like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna talk about it on my podcast.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then the first thing I did, I walked out of the door and I went into a group of people. I was like, "Yo, my dad's pooping in there," and then not even like a few minutes later, he came out. And he was sweating. He goes, "Whew."
Like it's not
Damn,
so
did you
obvious.
give birth in there?
"Nah, the DiDonatos, we are big time poop boys."
Hell yeah. Go
Yeah,
off.
we have either a fast metabolism or IBS. It's one of those.
Probably both.
Yeah. So,
Hot girls have IBS.
I was
man.
gonna say,
do they?
gorgeous girls have GI problems.
Oh man.
I'm a living example.
but yeah, dude, my dad's hilarious. Yeah, my dad and my stepmom came out to the show last night.
So tell us about that.
Oh yeah, it was awesome, dude. We
must be on your mind.
That is on my mind. Yeah, it was really fun. It was at a place called the Jackson Inn, which has been there since the 20s. I found out. I like that bar a lot. They're like their only place now that has like punk bands in the area, and all the weirdos came out last night in Delaware, and it was really fun. It was us, this female artist known as Candy Jones. She's like Delco Phoenix and like Phoenixville act, and she has like Candy Jones band. They're like a cool punk band.
Huh.
It was Buff Pups, which is a local band around here, and Bad Smidgen, which is our friends. They're the guy in that he runs the little record label that we're on, and yeah, when we played second, and we had a fog machine going, and the other guy in my band, he leads me in, and I'm in chains, and then he injects me with a syringe, like a fake syringe that I have, and I fall to the ground. I crawl up to the stage. And then, yeah, we start, and it's really fun. And I painted my face all up last night. It was a really good time.
Sounds
I had my dangly earring in and everything.
Of course.
Which
Was
I
it a
normally wear.
cross?
No, I had, dude, in high school, I used to wear this fucking dangly earring that was it was a cobra head, and then you hang a snake tail on it. It was my buddy's from the 80s. He was
That's
older
so
than me.
cool.
Yeah, and I used to wear that shit all the time, and I had leopard print hair and everything.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was
Johnny used to wear a dangly earring.
Was
I
it a
could see
cross?
that.
And I wish I could remember. I'm sitting here trying to remember if it was like a cross or a
me
dude
ask
text
him.
him, ask
little
him.
dagger.
A little dagger or a
Yeah.
cross or something. He used to wear one dangly ear. He went through like a dangly earring phase.
Yeah, well, it made a comeback like a year or two ago, and I used to get my ass kicked for wearing it, but this was back
He
in
also
08.
he used to do like bangles like up to his elbow. They
I don't know what that
They would
is.
put all
He
these
wants to be
silver
Kesha
bangles
so
and
bad.
bracelets. Yeah, they put all these.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like-
Oh, okay.
I gotta say it was like it had to have been like 2012, 2013, somewhere in there,
Nice.
and maybe it was a Kesha influence. I don't know.
Kesha filmed a music video right around the corner at the Oddity Bar.
Oh,
Really?
And my buddy Corey's car is in that video. He had a 59 Oldsmobile, and she used it.
Oh, you know what? I remember when that was being filmed, I think, because a girl I know who is actually a barber in Baltimore was in that music video.
What's her name?
Charlie?
I don't know. I might know her if I
honestly,
saw her.
I for the life of me cannot remember what shop she works at, but
Wait,
she cuts Aaron Brown's hair.
she just moved to California, right?
I don't... Oh, God.
Short hair that
Yeah.
has like a little black slit.
Did she?
Yeah, she just
Maybe,
moved to
yeah.
California.
Oh, well, there you go. So-
But she's kind of cool. She's cool.
Yeah, she's great.
I had no idea that was filmed there.
Yeah, I never really listened to Kesha, and I can't remember the song name, but I've seen the video, and it was cool. And she rides in my buddy's old Oldsmobile in there, and he rearranged the letters to say Slobmobile, or he got like an extra
Oh,
B or
cool.
whatever. That's like an old thing too. They used to do in the 50s or like the hot rod scene. They would like rearrange the letters to say Slobmobile. My throat's still a little bit sore. I'm kind of talking lower than I normally do.
You're not
I was
screaming.
yelling. I was yelling on stage last night. I was trying to get everybody into it. Everybody's kind of boring.
You're a real crowd pleaser.
Yeah, I mean, there was like for the punk bands, there was like a bit of a pit, but we're like very like
Yeah.
80s dance and stuff. And when I hate to be like this, but when it's a bunch of like white people together, they normally just like sit there all timid.
They're all
They don't
stiff.
want to get up and dance. They kind of get annoyed. And I'm like
Arms
doing like
crossed.
that 80s dance, like
They
members only
gotta
jacket
bring
on.
Lexi
Do the
to one of the
Elaine.
shows. She'll start
She'll set it off.
I had
Yeah.
I had one person up, or no, I'm sorry, I had two people up there dancing. It was fun. Yeah, we had a good time. People loved it too. We sold a bunch of merch and stuff. Like I didn't expect that. So it was good. And we sell cassette tapes too, so it's even harder. for
Drop
people.
the band name.
Oh yeah, I never fucking do that. Fat Monster Matt.
There you go.
Yeah, or just FMM.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
So anyway, that's what's on my mind.
That's it? Just that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I fucking cut hair every day. It sucks.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Shitty. Everybody's awful. I cut a million kids. This kid came in on Friday, just coughing all over the place
man.
because
Oh, no.
everybody's just gross and sick and allergies. Snot all over the cape, just constantly wiping his nose.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean they cough on. You know how it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I gotta brag really quick.
Yeah, please.
I'm like really lucky because all of my friends who bring their children in, which is pretty much those are the only kind of like kids cuts I get, or like my
Oh, really?
because I'm by appointment only. I
Oh,
don't
so
do
we're
walk-ins.
walk-ins.
So it's like my friends' children. They bring them in. They're like, I have friends of mine have a little boy, and he's gonna be 2 soon, and he literally sits in the chair and he like puts his little hands on the armrests and he's like ready, and he just sits there so still the whole time.
Damn.
Just lets me cut his hair. And my nephew is the same way, and I'm like I'm really lucky I don't have to deal with anyone's like shitty little kid.
Dude, one time I had one kid smacking me, hitting me, kicking me in the chest the whole time
Get the fuck
while in the
out.
booster seat, while his cousin was kicking me in the shin as I'm trying to cut his hair, and his
That's
parents didn't
comical.
speak English very well, and they were
That's
just kept
assault.
nodding to me and smiling.
This is a PSA. If you bring your child to a barbershop or a hair salon and
business
you
at
do
all.
not like,
Yeah, if you can't control
if
them.
you can't
Put 'em on
control
a
your
leash.
kid, honestly,
Yeah,
You
it's-
gotta go.
One of the first episodes we ever did, I had like a really horrible night because I was stuck there like an hour late at work because this fucking kid, dude, parents can't control him. He's running around the waiting room on the chairs, like not even just on the ground.
my favorite is when they like go over to the chair and they're like banging the pedal,
Yeah.
pumping the chair up and spinning the chair around. And I'm like,
Yep, I yell at kids for doing that because and I'm like, hey, you're gonna get
But
hurt.
it's also like I
I-
shouldn't have to yell at your kid. You
Yeah.
yell at your kid.
I
Why am
know.
I yelling at your kid?
Yeah, the
Like, you
parents, they
know,
don't give a fuck.
I'm not here to like
It's not a baby-
discipline
it's
your
not a
kid.
child care
Yeah,
center, you
yeah,
know?
like, yeah.
Dude, Gen X, they're not the best of parents.
What are
They're
you gonna
fucking
do?
Complainers,
Agree.
bro. Gen X. They do
brought-
fucking air quotes all the time too.
I brought this up last week.
Yeah, I know you did. We were talking about Gen X.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I found that clip from The Simpsons. I used to have it on my phone where everything he's saying is like overly sarcastic. I'm like, oh yeah, you guys are real rebels, fucking Gen Xers.
No, this
Kurt
is
Cobain is like your idol.
this right here is exactly why we brought Angie on this week, so you guys could talk about
So we
stuff.
could just
So let's
talk
yeah.
mad shit on our
I mean, that's
clients.
one thing I hate is
Yeah.
sick people
Yeah.
coming in. This is even before COVID. I would have people sit in my chair and I go, "Oh, you have off of work today?" Because it's like a Monday morning or
Yeah.
whatever, and they'll be like, "No, I have the flu, so I just called out."
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing. So my studio is like a collective. So there's just myself and one other hairstylist there, and then we work with a bunch of estheticians. And so my fellow hairstylist at my studio literally just had someone come in a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'm not feeling good, coughing, sneezing. I don't know. I didn't get tested though, and I don't know. I might have a fever.
That's
we're
real
like,
good.
we're both just looking at each other like, she can't be serious
She got
right
the
now.
COVID.
She got, listen, sounds like you got the COVID, hon. You gotta go. I don't know. All the time, people all the time. Yeah, I'm just not doing good. I think I was up all night. Might have a stomach bug. I don't know. I'm like, hello.
Are you?
Yeah, they
Why
don't.
are you here?
They don't think of us like people.
No,
dude.
we're
The
not.
service industry. For any of us listening, you're probably screaming at your radio right now because, like,
Yeah.
they really don't think of us like
No.
people. If most people either now are working from home or at a desk in a cubicle or whatever, they don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they go out and they do not care if they disturb other people. It's nuts. Especially after COVID, everybody got really weird.
Yeah. Okay. That was about to be my next. I was about to say that, like, post COVID. I mean, obviously, we're not post COVID. Okay, let me
No, I know,
say
I
that.
agree.
But
Essentially, no,
but
we're not.
We're like, we're out of.
The danger
knock
zone.
on wood.
Yeah.
We're out of the thick of it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Okay, so I'll say post quarantine, right? I feel
Yeah.
like the sense of entitlement.
Oh,
is,
it has gone up. I thought it would go down.
I really thought-
it
I
got
thought-
way worse.
Yep. Out of control.
Yeah,
I was-
everyone got so fucking weird.
I was
So
real hopeful
weird.
there for a second, but nope.
No.
No one's passing the vibe check.
Swung right backwards.
Yeah,
That's not
it really
true.
did.
That's not true. I have a lot of great. I have for every weird client I have an amazing one. But
God, not me. I
It's that walk-in life. I think.
can name a handful
It is
of
the
people
walk-in life.
I
It
like
is.
to cut, and then that's it. Yeah, it is the. Yeah, I guess
I
you're
was
right.
interested in the dichotomy of you two because she's only appointments and you're only walk.
Yeah, and that's wild to me.
yeah, we're like completely.
like how many heads do you do a day? Well, it's different for you. I guess
It's
you guys
totally
charge a lot
So,
more.
Yeah, so it really depends on like if I'm doing color services and what kind of colors. But my average day looks like 4 to 5 people.
Okay, so what's that? That's like $700 right there, or something, or more, or $800.
Yeah. So in like a good day, a typical day, yeah, I'm like somewhere around like 600.
Okay.
A day, maybe more or less depending on what. Yeah, my service range is and my price range is so wild. Like so, like you probably have like a pretty
commission. So we charge $22 a haircut. I keep like a little over half than that, and then I get tipped. But
so
like,
I'm a renter, so it's like completely
that worries. Like renting is like always kind of worried me. But I mean, if you have enough clientele, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
But
is that what other barbershops are like? Who are not walk-in based?
Most barbershops in general are you rent a chair.
That's not
so. But those guys don't really make the money that we make. Like, I'm able to buy a house and stuff. I mean, plus the army. But like, I was able to I could afford that shit before.
We're being visited by house cat Haku. He's making the rounds, and I just
wants pets by everybody. He wants pets by everybody.
He's like, and it is your turn.
Yep.
So on my end of the industry, it's completely the opposite. Like, when you're like commission based, you're really not. It's not. I want to phrase this carefully, but basically once you have built up like your regular clientele, it is in your best interest to go like rent a space or rent a chair because you end up actually
you'll lose money.
Yeah, you'll end up losing money. And it's just, I think it's like a freedom thing too. You can kind of like have the flexibility to like kind of take who you want when you want, but that also doing color is like that's definitely a huge part of it. It's not.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you about. Like, how much of that money do you then have to go spend on supplies? Yeah. Because we don't. I mean, I haven't bought new stuff. It takes months for us to even have to buy new things.
Yeah. So a good chunk of So it's like something that I've been kind of struggling with lately. The prices of everything, all of our supplies have been skyrocketing. So I've had to raise my prices a couple times in the last couple of years, and like. I've been getting like some pushback from some clients, and I'm like trying to explain to them like the money that you give me doesn't just go to my pocket; it goes right back into my business, and like I have to buy things to do your hair. Like, so people are like, "Oh, I can't understand why she's charging this much money. Like, I'm only with her for a couple hours. Why?" I'm like, "Well, the supplies that I'm using on your hair have like doubled in price since COVID. Yeah, so I have yet to figure out like." Post-COVID, like what the over-under is on that. Like I said, I have had to like raise my prices to keep up with it, but yeah, a lot of my money goes right back into my business. So,
jeez, yeah, that really sucks. I forgot me and Tom always joke the supply chain, but it really is like for you guys, that's rough.
For some people, it is the thing.
I had to cancel one of my regular clients this week because for the last 2 weeks I've been looking for the toner that I use on her hair, and it's been completely out of stock and like. Can't order.
There's money going right
there. Sold out. No sign of me. No, I had no like definite answer to give her of when like, and I do have people that like they get a specific formula on their head. They don't want anything else, and if I can't find it, I can't find it. So that's like it's been rough.
Man, oh man, yeah, that sucks. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff in my business. I mean, the only thing I really got to go buy is like sanitation type of stuff, which is like readily available, or like razor blades, and then that's it.
Yeah.
My clippers and stuff, they're good for 4 to 6 months at a time. That's wild, dude.
The prices of buying foils and gloves alone has been like,
oh my god,
it's enough to make me nauseous. Man,
so you probably weren't even able to find gloves for all because everybody was buying gloves and masks like crazy. Yeah, I know. Look at that face. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
It was a nightmare.
So, how many hours a day do you work?
So, I have actually I've just had a little bit of a self-awakening with my work life because
you adjusted it.
I did. I adjusted my schedule because I realized I was like. I'm definitely a workaholic. Like I was spending definitely more time in the studio than I was at home or anywhere else or with friends. And I was working like 10 to 12 hour days every single day. And then I was like going in on my days off for people because I'm a yes person, which is so many other people in the well, really in any
we're all
any
people
part of the
people pleasers.
exactly.
Like that's just our personality.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
why you're
definitely-
good
it's
at
a
what you
personality
do.
type. Yeah,
Oh yeah, but it sucks. I mean, all of our free time goes to work. Like all of our time goes to work.
so I've set some boundaries for myself. And when you're running your own business, those boundaries really get so like, you know, if you're working for
So
someone,
you
your
own
employees.
the whole building, or
Oh God, no!
Oh,
I run we're like a collective, so I run my own business within. Like I rent my chair, but my business is my own. Like I have an LLC for my business.
I get it. I
Yeah,
get it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
so you know, I can come and go as I please. So that definitely like affects.
Like you don't
I
have to
someone
work
to be like,
9 to 9 every day or whatever. or
yeah.
5 days a
So
week,
so
6
that
days
is
a week.
yeah. So that's
Oy
the great
vey.
thing about it. But you know, it's like I end up being like, oh yeah, I can pop in whenever. You know, as opposed to working somewhere and it's like, no, we're closed.
Yeah.
We're open, we're closed. I'm always I can be open whenever. So it's like I definitely had to like kind of set a boundary with myself this year and kind of make sure I wasn't like just nonstop
A big
working.
one.
No,
So-
that's awesome. I'm very jealous of that. I have 9 to 6 every day. It used to be 9 to 7, and we started closing an hour early, but an hour earlier than we used to. But I'm still there till like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. But I manage the shop and like keeping track of everybody's schedules. And everybody else had that same self-realization after COVID or whatever, post quarantine.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm working too much," and I'm like, "Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
now I have to work more because people just aren't showing up anymore." I know, like everybody says, like nobody wants to work anymore, and then you know our generation's like, well, that's not true, but it like half still is. Like everybody realized for the better that they were working too much and you shouldn't have to work that much, but now the
Right.
rest of us are having to like clean up their mess that they're leaving
Yeah.
behind, and it fucking sucks.
Well,
dude.
I
I'm tired.
think everyone's realizing, especially in our generation, that like we're working our asses off
Yeah.
for
And
like
for what?
very little. Yeah, for
Oh,
what?
yeah.
We're
For
never
no
gonna buy a
returns.
house.
Right. Everything is
Well, I
like
can't talk. I own this house, but Army. it's-
Yeah.
You went above and beyond most of us, though. You answered the call, so to speak,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that
we can call
that
that.
gave you the security of being able to
It
get this
did,
place.
yeah.
So-
I do recommend to people like who are just like not finding their way in life, just join the military. It actually it helps. I know.
I
It
mean,
really does help.
there are trades in there that will make you a living.
Oh yeah,
for
dude.
the rest of
I
your
work on
life.
helicopters. Most people I work with go and work in that industry, and they're making like 90 grand a year.
Shit.
I know. I gotta get out of cutting hair, but
You're this
if-
close, man.
I think a lot of people in retail and in the service industry and stuff just realize like, hey, I'm not getting paid enough for this shit.
no.
Like,
fuck
Finally.
I'm not getting paid enough to do this
Facts.
shit. Or like I'm being overworked. I'm being like completely abused in my workplace. I think a lot of people realized like they were definitely over like the course of, you know.
What'd you do before hair?
I worked in retail.
Oh, you did. So that's
No
the one
shit.
job I never
So I've
had.
just been-
I've done like everything else.
Working
Yeah.
retail is literally a punishment, I
Yeah.
think.
At some points.
Do you
yeah.
think hair's worse than retail?
Oh God, no.
Really?
No, because
No.
I have relationships with my clients. I build relationships with people, especially being like by appointment only.
I was about to say I
Um,
would way rather fucking
but
do retail. I'm
no,
You say
the-
that
I'm
now.
sick of people.
The abuse and the absolute disrespect. So, you know, someone's sitting in your chair, they're in your hands. Like you're dealing with their hair. That's personal. You're like hands on.
And you can tell them to
Retail,
leave.
yeah, and you get to be like, no, you will not disrespect me in my work. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Working in retail, the disrespect that people deal with. If you work in retail, God, I'm so sorry.
What do you think that comes from? Like the
people-
like just being privileged in this country, or
people.
what?
I think that like people just. I don't know what that attitude
Like, do you
is.
think people are inherently bad?
It's no, it's just an attitude of like
People-
it is entitlement. It's an attitude of
It
like
is.
you serve me, you work for me.
People
Well,
were
it's
raised with the customer is
Yeah.
always right
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I think I've said it on this podcast before early on. We're in the generation now of no, the customer is wrong.
Most always wrong.
Most of the time,
like
you're wrong.
we were talking
Yeah.
about before the show was recording. Like most people don't know what the fuck they want when they sit in the chair, and you either have to translate or you're just gonna do whatever you know is right in the end.
yeah.
Yeah. So most people are fucking idiots, dude. It is weird when you go to other countries and you see like the attitude is completely different. They don't even have that like that way in their brain
Yeah,
of like
there's
you walk into a store and you're just a complete dick.
it's definitely an entitlement. It's like a you live to serve me attitude. It's pretty gross when people have that.
Where'd you work? Was it Target?
Oh.
I was gonna say, you worked at Target,
no.
right?
Yeah. Nightmare.
No. I worked at Forever 21 for a long time.
That was going to be my
Charlotte
next
Russe.
yes.
And I worked at Charlotte Russe.
Yeah.
But let me just
I
tell you
remember
something
that.
about working at Forever 21.
Yeah, tell me it all.
Man, women are like
Gross.
women are so
They're so
fucking gross.
stupid, right?
No, I gotta no.
What do you mean by gross?
I'm just
When I
kidding.
tell, can I just
No, tell me it all because I'll tell you how gross guys are.
People would leave like dirty diapers in the fitting rooms, pull out their tampons and leave them in the fitting rooms, take a shit in the fitting room.
I found shit in a sock once when I worked at H&M. Yeah, I watched a lady pee and walked to the register like she wasn't peeing.
Yeah.
But
Wait. She was peeing while
walking to the register.
Okay. You guys know this little, I don't know if you've seen this like extra driveway right here that leads to Kirkwood Highway.
Yeah.
There's a woman that walks through all the time.
Okay.
She's peeing?
older woman. Liz and I were walking back. There's a little tiny grocery store at the corner here. We're walking back with some food and it was starting to rain outside. She straight up just moved her shorts out the way, just took a piss right on the ground, right there, right in front of our house. Just walked away.
She'd just be peeing.
She'd just be peeing, standing up.
When you gotta go,
You just gotta go.
you gotta go.
I mean, it came down all straight. It wasn't like a sprinkler system going off, but I was like,
Okay.
me and Liz were just like, oh, God damn.
Yeah, people are really gross. They like.
You found poop in a sock?
My coworker actually did, but literally.
How'd they get it in the sock?
It's
Did
a
they
magic.
poop directly in the sock, or do you think they scooped it up in the sock afterwards with poop
I don't
hands?
know.
Like they used
It could be a
their little
wild
pinch
card.
fingers.
So on the Bristol stool chart, that had to be like a 4 or
You ever-
a 3.
Now, have you ever touched
get it into a
human
sock.
poop before?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, people like. I don't know what
Like
it
a
is.
slippery human poop, like a log of poop? No?
I
You never
had to
did?
wipe it up, but obviously I had gloves on and like.
I've had to before.
But I've cleaned throw up out of a sink before.
Oh,
I've literally watched a lady pull a full Britney Spears in the dressing room.
Shave her
before.
head?
She was cutting her hair off and like
Oh, no.
manically crying. And I went up to my supervisor at the time because I wasn't a manager and anything yet.
Okay.
And I went, hey,
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave now.
I was like, hey, I'm not gonna deal with this.
And that brings me back to I don't get paid enough
Yeah.
to deal with this.
I think I was making like
$13.
yeah, like $11, not even that. And I was like, hey, there's a lady in the fitting room, like literally cutting her hair off. And she doesn't look well. And I was like, I'm going to go upstairs and go on my 15. And then, like, they obviously got, like, small
Yikes.
security and stuff.
Hey,
but it's
so
like,
I'm going on my break.
Like, not to mention
By the
that
way-
you're not, like, no one gets training on, like, you're not equipped to,
like, deal with that.
You're just
deal
some
with-
fucking kid off the street.
yeah.
like, I'm
yeah.
Most of the
literally,
time.
So are they.
I think I was, like, 23 at the
And you're
time.
like, I shouldn't be cleaning up human feces right now. Like, I'm getting paid minimum wage to pick up shit. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's just like.
Do you think you should get, like, a bonus tacked on for that week?
For the amount of
shit
shit you
bonus?
have to, a shit bonus?
shit bonus?
Dude.
Yeah.
How many nasty things did you have to touch this week? Here's your bonus.
Yep.
I'd like to see the spreadsheet and the over/under of that.
Spread them butt cheeks.
Yeah, somebody did.
Yeah.
That's how they
But-
got it in that sock. To answer your question,
It's literally, I don't know. People are just really gross. Like stores literally present themselves like the way like there's folded shirts over here, folded pants, whatever. People literally would just like throw it on the floor, like sit on it, like it's just like it didn't matter like if it wasn't theirs or not.
Did
they
you guys
just don't
find people
care.
having sex in the dressing rooms?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Nightmare.
so.
Ooh.
Nightmare.
Oh, that's spicy. I never had the pleasure of
yeah.
encountering
I don't know what
that.
it is,
Never-
but outdoor malls, people love just being the most. Just the most.
Outdoor malls?
Yeah, in Virginia, there's 2.
What's an outdoor mall?
So
It's a mall.
Please, I fucking
Okay, so you
swear
know
to
how
God, if you say
normal
it's a
malls-
mall outdoors, Tom.
He realized he was about to do that,
I
and then he
know.
processed. He
Yeah.
walked it back.
And
he was like,
I'll let you explain it.
I didn't want to step on Mel's explanation
yeah,
of
I'm
it.
sure.
so basically, you know how regular malls, they're just full buildings,
Indoor
whatever.
mall. Okay. Yeah.
So how this mall that I worked at, it pretty much looked like...
Is it just a shopping center?
Yeah, but it doesn't have like a roof. It's literally just the mall like has like the stores have roofs, but everything else is outdoor and it has like little lakes and shit and like little plants and little sitting areas.
It just sounds okay. So it sounds like
It's
a
like
shopping center.
It's like a park, but like not a park, like a shopping park.
When I tell you I'm having so much trouble visualizing.
It sounds to me like a shopping center.
Yeah, that
Let
just
me-
sounds.
let
So
me
that's
pull up a
called an
pic.
outdoor mall.
Well, this is an audio platform.
Well, I'm
so-
showing Matt.
Well, Matt is only one
People
of
can Google Short Pump Mall and they can figure
Okay.
it out on their own.
of our thousands and thousands of listeners. Matt is only one of them, and you're the.
Oh, so it's quite literally set up like. Oh, but
Oh,
it almost looks like a
interesting.
professional.
Turn it
That's
this
pretty
way.
cool.
I'm the
Like a-
describer here.
Yeah, go for
All right.
it.
This is a shopping center in the shape of a U with a courtyard in the middle with a fountain
But what
and
you-
a couple of gazebos.
So I would say it's a shopping center with 2 layers,
Yes.
with 2
Yeah,
stories.
too.
basically.
So there literally is an outdoor mall, if you could imagine a mall
Yeah.
outdoors. And yeah, that actually looks kind of neat, but that also probably sucks.
in
'cause you
all
get
fairness-
people that just walk,
And it
they
was
ride their
like-
bike onto the.
Oh no,
sounds
luckily
fun.
no. That's like one thing I didn't
Huh.
see. But like,
In all fairness, you did nail the description on your
Yeah,
first
I was
try.
just trying to
I'm sorry.
figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I'm dumb.
but it's just it's.
Same.
Yeah.
But like
Guilty.
what Angela
I
was
got it.
saying, like to circle back, like women in general too. Like when I worked at Target, the women's bathroom, and this is at the Towson Target. I'm gonna call it out because it's disgusting.
Hey, store
Um,
number, blah blah blah.
But literally every time we walked into that bathroom, there was toilet paper all over the floor. I've seen pure blood on the floor. I've seen poop on the floor. Kids pee on the floor.
Let me
all
just.
the time.
Can I just say something? You're not the first person to call out the Towson Target for their bathroom.
It's
okay.
garbage.
I
Buck coming at you. Towson Target.
hit him with the air horn. You know, like.
You're on fucking notice.
My coworker was in a Target one time. She was just telling me this yesterday, and she walked in the woman's bathroom, and she said there was a lady in a full, like, not a trench coat, but like a puffy coat that's like a trench coat. I don't know what that's called.
Like a long puffy?
yeah.
Yeah,
puffy
like
boy?
a long puffy boy. Like, and she didn't have any clothes on
Oh, no.
underneath.
That's a
And
vibe,
she was
baby.
washing her entire body
All right.
in the sink, like all, spread eagle, and then like trying to dry herself with the air dryer. The hand dryer.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna
You know
shit on it.
what's funny?
Been there.
What's funny to me right now is like I always hear girls talk about how gross the female bathroom is, and then they come into the male bathroom and they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't think it could be worse." Like it's always so
Do
much
y'all pee on
grosser.
the seats?
So
You have no idea. There is literally
what do
shit
you mean?
all over.
You've never walked into the girls'
everything.
bathroom and was like, you went to sit on the toilet and it was just sprayed
Oh
with
yeah,
pee?
but you know men are like so much worse with that.
There's
Nightmare.
Oh my god.
every bathroom I go into. There's poop sprayed.
Sometimes
They get it
I
under
swear-
the toilet seat. I don't even know. Do you get it under the seat?
Yeah. Who's to say?
Mel is pointing to you right now. She's to say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, my poop goes directly into the water. I never understood how people are spraying poop.
Well, I guess
Enjoy your privilege.
I don't mean to be. All right, I guess this is the part of the show where we're gonna get graphic, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess are you having explosive diarrhea? Because,
No.
Like, right. So, but there are people who do. Like, so that shit sprays. I think. Like,
Some
I mean,
people.
some people.
I have a very healthy
like-
healthy diet.
Tom's like, yeah, some people definitely not anyone at this table.
So-
Some people don't make solid turds, and that's okay. You know.
Not for the turd.
Sometimes it be like that.
You know what?
turd is the word.
I go back to the gorgeous girls have GI problems. Like, you know,
So true.
Yeah. Okay.
you clearly are just blessed with your
You're solid poo.
your intestinal situation. I
So
guess.
true, bestie.
So true, bestie.
What's it like being God's favorite?
It's beautiful. Yeah, I wish you guys could experience. So, I was for
One of your
for
poops?
Mel and Ange. I was deployed in Kosovo, which is like Eastern Europe. It's like not. There hasn't been a war there in like 20 years,
Yeah.
so it's like fine. So, you would think like, what was that? Oh, I see. So you would think
Mel has left.
like it'd be like quite an easy
Mel has left the
deployment. Like people would be clean. The toilets there are they're like low flow, and they have a little shelf that you poop on.
Wait.
They're like S shaped. So like it's kind of hard to explain, but there's like a shelf that
Yeah.
you poop on because you have to check yourself for worms. So because of the food, it might not be like as clean as like American or Western food. So yeah, I know So we were fine.
No one can see the face I'm making.
Eggs
Yeah.
looks like a deer in
So
the headlights
we're
right
fine,
now.
but it's like that kind of like anywhere you go if you're out, if you're like on an army base and stuff. So yeah, so the water is not like American toilets are like filled, really high up with water. These are not. They're like there's like a little bit of water at the bottom, and then they leave a like a little toilet brush there next to you. Well, there's always phantom shitters, we call them, like wherever you go, even if you whether you're deployed or you're just stationed somewhere or whatever, they shit on the toilet seat. Like every time they poop, they're shitting on the toilet seats. And so my theory is it's guys that are like a little bit bigger and their butt cheeks are not like made for just regular sized toilet seats. So when they're pooping, it's just like sliding out and hitting the back of the seat as it goes down, and then they don't turn to even look to wipe it away. But like over there, I'm talking every day, at least 3 times a day, I'm cleaning up like constant like globs of hardened human shit. Like
he said globs.
Do you think it's like? Do you think that it's? Do you think that it's like from people who are like hovering? I know that there are people who have like toilet seat
could
phobia.
be.
So someone's like not actually even letting their ass hit the seat. They're like hovering, and then it's like hitting.
They're very
Yeah.
selfish people too, because they're very like germophobic. Oh, I don't want to touch the seat, and then they
But then they
leave their
shit on the toilet
actual
seat.
shit
Yeah.
all over
Yeah.
the seat. Yeah,
Yeah.
And like they don't clean it. They don't even bother. They
It's a
don't care
double-edged
either.
turd.
Yeah, it really is, dude.
Do you think their buttholes are bigger? Maybe that's why.
their buttholes are bigger?
Listen, I
doubt
gotta
it.
say, like there are instances in which like I am team hover and do your thing, because like last night at Auto Bar, and we all, I don't know, did you guys use the bathroom?
I
at
sure
Auto
did.
Bar?
No,
Okay, so
I saved it and I did not.
I
wanna
love you, Auto
go in
Bar.
there.
I mean, no offense. The bathrooms are
Horrendous.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. I've played there before.
they're lit with red light bulbs. You can't see anything, and so
You don't know if you're gonna sit in blood.
you don't know what you're gonna sit in. You don't know. So I'm hovering. I definitely know I'm peeing all over that seat. And you know what else? I'm not wiping after. I'm not wiping the seat after I pee, because I don't know what else I'm wiping up with my own pee. I'm not doing it.
So you won't
So
clean
I-
up somebody else's pee?
Right.
I do,
Okay,
but-
I got you.
Oh no. Like if I go into a bathroom stall
Yeah.
and there's pee on the seat, I will wipe down the seat before
Mm-hmm.
I will then use
Oh,
the bathroom
yeah,
seat.
most
But I'm
definitely.
saying like
Or I'll
in that
move.
dark ass bathroom, like I've probably just sprayed all over the
okay,
seat.
I got you.
I've probably just sprayed all over the seat, but honestly, I'm fucking leaving it there. I'm not,
You heard it here.
you heard it here first. I'm not. Yeah, like because I
I
don't
wonder
know
if
what else
some
is going
girl
on in
is
there.
listening right now and just like, I fucking
I
sat
sat
in
in
that
her
girl's
piss.
pee.
Sat in that girl's piss last night.
I'm
But you know what?
speaking-
What I think we're all doing the same thing in that bathroom, and I feel confident in
Probably.
Do you
guys
remember
probably
the girl that shit at emo night?
It was
This
me.
girl sounds pretty memorable.
Wait.
but-
No, so one emo night.
Why don't I remember? I feel this should be a core
You might
memory
have,
of mine.
maybe you weren't there. So I took a friend there with me one night, and we were about to go to the bathroom, and someone like yanked me over because I was
see this.
I was walking towards where the situation happened,
Into the mic.
and
There you go. We're in here. Talk to us in here. There you go.
As she turns the other way.
but okay,
That's
so
great.
my friend yanks me over, and someone literally just had explosive diarrhea.
Cool.
Walking to the bathroom and then walking out.
Oh, so it left like a breadcrumb, like a Hansel and
Yeah.
Gretel pooper.
Yeah, and like I posted
Shit's
about
all
it,
in
and
Gretel.
that shit went
Like
crazy
a
on
literal
Twitter.
shit trail through Auto Bar.
Yeah.
You
And
know
I feel
what?
so
Oh, that's
bad
pretty
for all
cool.
of them that had to clean it. But literally,
Oh my god, her socks must have
What
been ruined.
state? I have I have a couple of questions. What state do you have to be in to like
She was
be
fucked
actively
up.
shitting while you're walking out of a bar?
No, like I talked to somebody.
What state? Maryland, apparently.
Like, I need to know
She
what.
was fucked up, dude.
Yeah, because if you're like just straight up losing your bowels, man, like you.
That girl's losing
Damn, I,
Wherever she is,
wherever
I hope
she-
she's okay.
Yeah,
Aw,
I was
emo
just getting ready
poop
to say
princess.
that.
That should be our new
wherever she
Insta.
is. I hope she's doing okay, and that sounds traumatic.
I hope you're fucking dead.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
Wow,
Wild.
I have
We
to.
are-
I'm leaving.
We are officially off the rails here
Yeah, we have to move back.
with the
let's
emo
pull it
night
back.
poop talk.
Oh yeah, we definitely.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh,
before?
you know what? So
Work.
my coworker
stuff.
was talking about his friend. They work at a McDonald's, I think it was. No, I'm sorry. They work at a retail location, but they went into the bathroom, and in the stall next to him, he went in to poop, and he said on the stall next to him, there was a gentleman pooping while eating a McDonald's breakfast sandwich, but he was putting it, like the wrapper was sitting on the
I'm so
ground,
stressed.
and he would put it, like he'd take a bite and then put it back on the paper,
No.
like do whatever he had to do,
That's-
and then
Okay, that's
That's-
next level, because I was just getting ready to say I have a problem with people who eat while they're on the toilet. I
That's
really do.
insane.
I have a problem with you. I super have a problem. I can't even begin to explain the issue I have with someone who is sitting their food on the floor next to them while they're shitting. Like
that's how you get
in a
fucking
public
E. coli.
restroom.
Yeah.
You know what? Here I go. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
You deserve whatever the hell you get if you're behaving like that.
Yeah, you
That
do.
is some
That's
out of pocket
Darwin.
behavior.
We need some Darwinism.
Literally, I don't. That's
COVID
appalling.
wasn't enough.
That's
If
where I
you-
draw
Dude.
the line.
If you open the gates to hell and a demon comes out and
Yeah.
grabs you, I mean,
Uh-huh.
you did open it.
Oh my
Play
God.
stupid games.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Win
ever
stupid
listen to
prizes.
scary stories on YouTube, like scary true stories by any chance? Okay, I've been listening to way too
I just
many.
heard one.
Oh yeah,
That you,
yeah.
you just told us one.
Yeah. No, I listened to one. I listened to one where this guy. I'll tell like a quick version of it. Basically, this guy was supposed to go fishing one morning with his girlfriend. He decided not to. He goes into a bar, and he said his girlfriend and him were sitting at this bar. It's like 9 a.m. still, and they were sitting a seat apart. So there was a seat in the middle, still open. And this guy walks in like really expensive clothes. And he sits between them and he starts talking all this bullshit about how his girlfriend's really pretty and all this stuff. And then he was like, "Hey, baby, why don't you head out of here?" And the guy was like, "Hey, man, like, what's your deal?" And the guy the stranger turns to him and goes, "My name's Jimmy C. You were supposed to go fishing this morning. I was waiting in there so I could drown you." And the guy was like, "What the fuck? How do you know this?" Anyway, he ended up being, they thought he was like a demon. It was a true story. It freaked me out, but you're just about that. Freaked me the fuck out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've been watching this YouTuber for years named
Nope, don't like that.
Yeah, Lazy Masquerade. He talks like true crime and stuff. Typically, I'm like not super into true crime stuff, but this guy, really good narrator. He uses like rain sounds in the background. Helps me sleep, man.
Oy
Just
vey.
listen to the scary stuff with some rain.
So
It
it's like
helps me.
scary ASMR.
It is. Yeah, that's what I live for. I
Her
love it.
legs were cut off.
Oh, you got to come to the
Her
haunted
hands
house.
were cut off.
Arms were cut off.
That's pretty good.
There's money on the table for Ange, and she's not grabbing it yet. Shit.
What?
No, that's my money I got paid last night.
No.
Oh, metaphorically.
Metaphorically with the
You
ASMR
should do that.
talk.
That'd be cool.
Oh, like
I don't like
I
that kind
missed-
of talk.
Did I miss my calling? Should I have?
Dude,
should I
yeah.
be?
It's never
Well,
too
that was my
late.
next question. Is how long do you think you'll do hair for? Do you think you'll do it? the
That
rest
is a
of your
great
life?
question.
I need to know.
So this is like something I've been. This is something I've been thinking about myself, because I'm starting to realize, and it's not because I am like fed up with my industry, like anything like that. I do love my job. I do feel fulfilled in my job. My body is falling apart.
Yeah.
I'm 31 years old, and I think that my body is starting to deteriorate in a way that I should not be dealing with at the age of 31, and I don't know how much longer I can.
Are you into exercise, like working out and stuff?
Yeah, so I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, okay. Because that helps.
So yeah,
I've been doing it.
So that
a
is
long time,
so
yeah.
like that has been my revelation. Actually, in the past week or two, is that I am like I clearly need to get my ass into the gym. I think that will definitely help. But I'm definitely dealing with like the lower back and shoulder issues.
Oh yeah, most definitely. My
Yeah.
neck is fucked up.
My
Do
neck
you
is so
do you
fucked.
turn your neck a certain way when you cut? Like we all turn our necks to the right.
I
That's
look
just
like
how
the
we do it.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Like
I mean-
when I tell you, if so, my husband is also one of his main things he does is he's a videographer.
Oh, cool.
And he actually came into at my old salon that I worked at. Came in and was like filming me and was like, oh, I'm gonna make this like little highlight reel of you like working whatever. And I watched his footage back and I was like, I
look like a
I
gremlin.
have the posture of a fucking gargoyle.
Yeah.
I'm like the way that I am absolutely hunched over.
You'd think she was
working-
over a cauldron.
Dude, I'm the same way. I
quite
literally
I'm like I'm
horrible
constantly
posture.
like I'm the yeah, and it's you don't realize that you're doing it.
Yeah. Until you try to go to
you-
sleep at night because then you're like trying to like get
Yeah.
comfortable and it's impossible.
Yeah. So I
My
think
neck
for
is
I
fucked.
think more so for like
Have you been to a
physical reasons.
chiropractor?
No, I
recommend.
do need to see. I
Really
was regularly seeing a massage therapist.
Okay. Very cool.
For a while, and she left. Rip.
Oh no.
So I need to kind of like get back into that or like see a chiropractor. I definitely need to do something. So I'm definitely not helping myself. That's for sure. But that goes back to like, hi, I'm so freaking busy. I can't take care of myself. Which is like another issue with the industry altogether.
I've really learned like a workout routine helps your
Yeah,
just
yeah.
everything. But I mean, there's some stuff that you can't help, like our knees, our elbows, and our wrists, and our neck.
The joints,
yeah,
the joints, the
horrible.
arthritis. The,
Oh
like,
yeah, my hands are claws all the
Yeah.
time from it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, holding clippers, you're this
Carpal
all day,
tunnel.
and you're this with the comb, and then for you, like
Yep.
that's interesting. We were talking about how you hold your shears.
Yeah.
and I know that helps, right, with the swivel, sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
helps, but that's so wild to me.
It definitely feel so. If you're a hairstylist, get yourself a set of swivel shears. Like
yeah.
your wrists and fingers will thank you. And your elbow and your shoulder. Actually,
the elbows,
no one's gonna see me do this, but my arm has gone from being like this to like this. And
Yes.
so having your shoulder,
It's ergonomically-
having your elbow sit more at your hip instead of up over your head is like makes all the difference. Like
Totally.
I can't explain how much. So that's definitely
That
like
adds
helping.
another 5 years
Oh,
at
yeah.
least to the longevity of just cutting
Yeah,
hair. I
yeah.
try to explain a lot of new barbers that want to start. It's a quick cash business. I mean, I'm sure you kind of the same thing. You're getting cash or whatever.
Yeah.
We deal with mostly cash, and they get in these horrible habits and they're buying fast food and they're not working out and I say, hey, get into a good workout routine and stop eating fucking McDonald's every day. Your body will be wrecked.
The lack of self-care in
Sure.
in our industry is like it's tough. We're
insane.
so busy. We're like focused on making money. We're focused on getting this person's hair right, and we're not eating properly.
We
We're
take care of
not-
others before ourselves at all times.
I definitely take the back burner with that. Like I'm
Yeah.
literally sometimes I know this is awful. Sometimes I come home from work and I'm like, I look at James and I'm like, I haven't eaten a real meal today. Like I haven't eaten today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all the
Like, I
time,
just-
Angela will be like, I haven't eaten yet today.
I had
I
2 iced
explain that to
coffee.
you
Yep.
constantly.
I'm like, I had 2 iced coffees and a bottle of water. Like I'm fucking up, man.
Tom will be like, why don't you want a podcast right now? Like, and I'll have to if I have to cancel a night, I'm like, dude, you just don't understand. Like,
'Cause
I
I
am
feel like-
mentally fucking
yeah.
exhausted.
'Cause I feel like a
and I
shell of
haven't
myself.
eaten.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't feel like Matt anymore.
I'm like not even me. I'm not even in here. I'm walking around. My body's functioning. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yep.
even there.
Yeah.
And
it's different than labor work because you're doing laborious work. Like I had a contractor here installing this door the other day, and he goes, I don't know how you're on your feet all day. And I was like, yeah, man, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I really can't explain to
And you-
someone who doesn't know what it's like to feel like mentally and physically exhausted at the same
There's
time.
definitely I could never sit at a cubicle.
Oh God, no!
Like
Oh my
that would
God.
exhaust me. I would
That
I would be
make me-
hyperactive. I'd be nuts. But I also I
I-
mean, part of our job is to bitch.
I would be. Yeah, exactly.
Like we
Well, I also think like I mean, and I know that you get this too. Like I absorb everyone's shit.
Ooh,
yeah.
let's
I'm
talk about that.
I'm like a glorified therapist, man. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and not only am I expected to listen, which obviously I do, and I'm happy to, I'm expected to respond, give advice.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm barely adulting myself. Like, I can't guide you through your divorce. Like, you know, like we like hear everyone's everything all day long. It's a lot to take in, especially for not being like, I'm not trained to like deal with, you know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we're just as trained as anybody else. I mean, we can't like medicate anybody, but
Woo, yeah.
I think we have just as much practice, if not more. I mean, I'm meeting 15 new people a day, every day.
Yeah, you're definitely like you're definitely getting a different kind of thing than me. I have like my same rotation of people all the time,
Yeah.
so I can check in with, like, I know what's going on. You're hearing like new stuff from new people all the
yeah.
time. I'm like, I can't. Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Yeah,
a lot.
it's wild when people come in and they obviously want to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of get them through it. It's very
yeah, and it's like I want to. I like want
Yeah.
to. It's just you don't realize like how much of a toll that takes on your.
What's fucked up is most of us do actually give a shit about
Yeah,
people's
I care
feelings,
so
and I
much.
don't want to.
Yeah, I
but I
care
just
so.
do.
I truly, I definitely, and I know that you probably know people too. Like, I know people in our industry who like they genuinely don't. They kind of
I
let that
know.
shit go.
I wish I could.
And I'm like, I can't. I really absorb all of it. I really care.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I kind of like do wish that sometimes I didn't.
I've done so much for clients in the past, like
Yeah.
help them out if they need it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's
It's definitely
Yeah, it
it's a
doesn't-
relationship.
Yeah.
It's a whole ass relationship.
I've been doing this shit for like 12 years now. It's like it doesn't reciprocate a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Man. It's awful.
Yeah.
What would you do if what else would you do besides cut hair?
I have like zero life skills.
What?
And this is my one talent. It's all I got. The universe was like, here you go. I have blessed you with being able to do hair, and that's quite literally it.
You wouldn't. There's not like a dream job.
So
other than hair?
I'm not gonna lie. Well, not anything lucrative by
but
any means.
that's what I mean,
but
like anything.
dream job, ultimate dream job.
Yeah.
I want to be the person who waters the plants at the home improvement stores.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's like what a and I might be like, I might have this like very kind of dreamy outlook on it, but it feels like a very chill job to just be watering plants and stuff. Although I know that there's definitely got to be like hard work behind it, but I love I have a ton of plants in my house, and I love like.
And you're good at keeping them alive.
Yeah,
like you
it
don't
sounds
go
crazy. I
through-
love spending time with my plants. I love watering my plants. My husband's the
that's
same
awesome.
way. Like, we have a whole garden out back. He's like, we've got a whole vegetable garden and everything, and it's definitely like, yeah. So I think like if I kind of got out of doing hair, I would want to be watering plants.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Working in a nursery, greenhouse, something like
There you go.
that. Yeah.
God, you should. Well, I mean, it's like easier said than done, but you
Not
should
that you
totally
should.
go into botany.
Not that you should, but you could.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of so. With this job, I have no 401k. I have no real like retirement.
See, and that's crazy because my company, we
Yeah.
do all that stuff.
Right. So like
That's
are you
like-
are you in like a corporate like a,
It's still like family owned and operated, but we have 9 locations.
Okay, so
In,
it's-
in
so it
this,
is
in
like
all-
we have
a
benefits
chain,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
We're-
so I have no.
if I could say, because I'm from here, I keep trying to say they are a huge local business.
Yes.
Around here, and they've
We've
kind
taken over like all of Delaware. Like we've
they've
taken
built
over.
themselves up to be like a big freaking deal. They're not
Yeah.
a corporation per se, but they're way up there as far as Delaware local businesses.
Yeah.
Right. So outside of like setting up a Roth IRA for myself,
Yeah.
like I have to have like a kind of this is going to be my retirement job, and it has to be something that's like, I quite literally picture myself being the little old lady that's like, that's working at the Lowe's in the in the plant section, like watering the plants and stuff, or
Throwing fertilizer
it's,
bags.
I mean, I have to like think about like what will I do when I like I will quite literally still have to work, and like
That's most people who do hair is we were all
Yeah.
working into our 60s. I mean, some people in their 70s.
And
I've seen
I certainly will not be doing that. I
hope not.
Can confirm I will
I
not
hope
be
I'm
doing
not.
hair into my 60s. That is for sure. So
You both of you raised an interesting point when you said, "Oh, I couldn't work in a cubicle. I couldn't sit there in an office." As an ADHD living person, it's not that hard. I'm lucky because I like what I do, but to answer that, like, how could you do it? You have to supplement, like, you have to supplement your time. You have to find, like, fun shit to do. Like, exercise is a big one. Like, you need to physically exert yourself to get out of, like, I feel like I'm talking myself into a hole right now.
I'll piggyback from it. As I worked retail and I was literally constantly like running, lifting things like that, switching from work from home. I mean, I'm also a piece of shit and I don't work out, which I totally should. But you kind of get into like a routine where you're like, oh, I'm sitting today. Great. And honestly, I think for the years that I've literally ran clothes, did this, did that, picked up mannequins, I couldn't pick anything else better to do than sit down. But I didn't think I would be able to either. But I'm glad I do now because I'm definitely less exhausted. I'm more mentally exhausted, but I'm less physically exhausted during my day. So
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Kind of, like, I find something physical to do, especially, like, as I've told you before, I like to work out before I go home from work.
Yeah, and see, that's what, because I like to start the day working out. Like, I wake up early so I can work out downstairs.
I have to figure out which
Something.
of those people I am. Like, if I'm going to be a wake up in the morning and get those endorphins going and, like,
What
have the
time
rest
do
of
you
my
go
day.
in?
Typically.
So, so I've actually set my schedule up to be very, like, I don't have, like, you said you're like 9 to 6 every day. Mine's like very, like, I have an early day where I like go in at 9 o'clock and I'm done by 3, or I have like a late day where I go in at 12 and I'm there until 7, like, because I like to kind of have like my morning variety in my schedule. So, like, but I would say on average I'm in the studio at around like 10.
I would do morning.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
although I'm like, I'm really not a morning person.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I understand
It's
that.
so tough. But I think
But for our job specifically, because we're on our feet, I would recommend doing it before work, and it just limbers you up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
The
No,
after
you make
work,
a good point with
after
that.
work people. I mean, he goes from sitting in a car
Right.
to sitting at work.
I
Whereas-
also start work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Early.
So that
Yeah.
I can get out of work earlier in the day, and before I go home, I can physically work out any of that mental stress that I got from sitting in front of a fucking computer and doing math,
Yeah.
or talking to customers and shit, or meetings that are fucking pointless meetings. that
Yeah.
do nothing but take up people's
corporate
time.
setting is also really shitty.
I would never survive.
It's such an interesting thing
would-
because everybody who goes to every meeting is like, another fucking meeting, and yet we still have them. Like,
Yeah.
if there's such a pain, what the fuck's
It's
the point?
funny you say the Army is a corporation, and we have we call it death by PowerPoint, where we have these really long PowerPoint presentations.
Those are
about
my
something-
least favorite kind.
Yeah. Oh,
PowerPoint.
it's terrible. And we still do them after all this time, and everybody makes a joke. We know it's death by PowerPoint. It's like, well, we don't have to do it this way.
It's almost like we don't have to keep doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I became a workout after work person, so
Yeah.
that once I physically exert all of that, all of whatever I have throughout the day, it's fucking gone.
Yeah.
And I can just leave it behind, and at that point I feel like my day has really started at like 5 o'clock.
Right. I was literally so that's what I was just getting ready to say is like, on one hand, I'm like, yeah, I understand the like working out before work, especially we have to be on our feet all day. Like
Yeah.
It gets you
after work.
started.
Yeah. And then after work, you're like, our bodies feel like
Shit.
we've been hit by a Mack truck at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
it's shit.
But on the other hand, I'm like, working out in the evening would do exactly that. What you're saying, Tom, is like mentally, I do wonder if working out after work would really help with like my mental health and kind
yeah.
of like getting rid of any of the heaviness I've absorbed through the day with anybody going through literally anything. You know what I mean? It's like,
No,
I guess
you're
there's, like,
definitely
pros and
right
cons to it,
about
yeah.
that. I skateboard when I get out of work. I keep
Exactly.
a skateboard in
Same
my car.
thing.
I
Yeah.
skate out in the
Gotta
parking
get-
lot
gotta
for
get
like
those
20
happy-
minutes to 40 minutes or whatever, and
Gotta
then
get those
then I
happy
come
chemicals.
home. Yeah, for real.
I want the I've only been working out for like 4-ish years now.
Yeah.
But I've come to the point where I need the serotonin and the endorphins from that exercise. It's no longer I mean, it's like
I need it. Yeah.
physical appearance is like second place to me, but mental part of it is number one, I would say.
I agree there.
Like I need to do something, especially so I can like get home, take a shower, and then that like
You know what
that
I find
period after that is the best time of the whole day. I'm like,
You know what I
feel
find
incredible.
strange about, I don't know if this is all women. My wife is like, I work really hard on trying to keep physically fit. And I always have my whole life. And like, she'll look at somebody that's like, I don't, silly putty, but with a t-shirt on or whatever.
right.
And like, she'll be like, she'll think they're
looks at me.
attractive. And I'm like,
Just kidding.
and I'm like, what am I like? What do I do all this?
What
for?
am I, chopped liver?
No, I mean she's not the kind of person that would ever point it out. But I'll ask her. I'll be like, "What do you think they look like?" or whatever. Because she's like pansexual, so she's attracted to anything. But
Okay.
like, it's crazy to me. I don't know.
So you'll be like,
Are you like that?
You'll be like,
or are you women like that?
Yeah,
too?
no,
Like you don't
I-
even care what
I,
the body or look like.
Yeah, no, I like kind of. Well, I mean, like to an extent, you have to be. I feel like physical attraction is important.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have like a specific like body type that
You don't
I
have
look
a
for.
line?
No, I do
Kind
have
of?
a line. I do have a line.
Okay.
I would say like I on both ends. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I definitely have like a line of like the kind of like things that I'm attracted to, but like as a whole, no. Like I don't.
Interesting.
Like I could look at like. Especially if we're talking celebrities, okay? Like let's say that,
okay.
for example, we're talking celebrities. Like, do I find like Seth Rogen hot? Yeah, I do. Do I also find Jason Momoa hot? Yeah, I do. Like, I
Wait,
don't
Seth
have.
Rogen, really?
Yeah, he's so hot.
He's hot.
Both of
He's
you guys?
so
are?
hot.
Interesting.
I'm
And
like
he's like-
a
Flabbergasted.
Yeah,
I'm an
and
ex-chubby
he's like not.
chaser,
He's
so-
not. He's not your typical like heartthrob type. Whatever.
Yeah.
I find him just as hot as I find someone who's like in the gym every day. Like I really don't feel.
Interesting.
I don't feel like much different about any either.
That
of
is-
them.
Matt.
Yeah.
It's the vibe.
It's
Sure.
it's the
That's
vibe.
fine. I get
now-
the vibe. It really does. I feel like though, I don't know if I'm generalizing. I just feel like it is more of a woman thing. Like I guess what we were talking about, the like objectively, like every male who finds women attractive is gonna say Zoe Saldana is hotter than
Remind me who that is.
the chick from
Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
yeah,
She's in a
She was
ton
in
of stuff.
Crossroads.
Which one? Which one is Zoe?
She was in Avatar.
Which
She was also
one
in Avatar.
Guardians was she?
I don't remember the character's name. She's green.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she's like usually my like number one like celebrity
Gamora.
crush. Yes,
That's the name.
that's the name of an Ultraman villain too. I should have remembered that.
Let me, and to answer your question, like what I've learned as a guy.
But like, wouldn't you think she's hotter than Melissa McCarthy as a guy? Do you know who Melissa McCarthy is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, bridesmaids. Yeah.
yeah.
As a guy, I have learned that overall, to mirror what both of them are saying, women don't give a shit for the
Yeah, it's
most
wild to
part.
me.
I think men hone in on what they like more, like type
Yes.
wise than women do. I feel like we
ain't got no type.
and that's not that's obviously a very blanket statement. Not everybody feels that way. Like,
Yeah, obviously. I just wanted your guys'
generally-
perspective. It's funny because one of the bands we played with last night, all the 3 out of the 4 of them were Seth Rogen.
I think men tend to be like quote unquote pickier about what they do and do not like about someone's
Interesting.
physical appearance. I don't think.
Yeah, because you deal with women on a
Yeah.
regular basis,
Yeah.
where I don't.
Yeah.
I always wondered the perspective there. Cool.
And most like the guys who are obsessively obsessed with working out and like
Well,
being
yeah.
physical specimens like that
No, yeah.
are doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's most
For sure.
people.
It comes to a point when you're doing
Who
it for
work out
yourself.
in general.
At that point, you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. Well, I do it for the whatever, like the endorphins or mental health too. But I do like looking a certain way, or at least trying to like look my best if I can.
Well, yeah, everyone wants to feel good about themselves, you know. Like,
That's like a normal feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm constantly chasing that fucking carrot on the end of the stick. That's another reason I'm like can't stop.
Won't stop.
Like I have to work out multiple times
Cool.
at this point. Anyway,
Yeah. I remember before, and I was like, yo, you should get a bicycle. And then that turned into a whole ordeal. I love it. It's great.
You love his bike.
Yeah.
the basis of this podcast originally was going to be
Boys on bikes. Boys with boogers on bike?
boogers and bikes.
Boogers and bikes. That's what it
Boogers
was
and
originally going to
bikes.
be.
Because
Yeah.
he told me to get a bike. I bought it. I was like, all right, I'll do that. I got it. And then we would go on bike rides, and then on these rides we'd be
We were
talking
just
to each
talking
other.
about like just doing this.
So we're like, we got to put microphones in front of us and do
Yeah.
this. So
And
here we
Tom
are.
really made it all happen.
Oh.
Very happy about that.
He's a doer. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
He's like,
I think we both are. Like, I'm
No.
constantly doing stuff.
No.
No, you're
No.
you're the idea guy. I'm the
I'm
doer
definitely
guy.
a doer.
All right. We'll see.
What?
Fight to the death.
You crazy?
fight, 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 fight.
I just didn't do. You take the lead on this thing. I have many things that I do.
Yeah, like your haunted house.
I do. Yeah, my haunted
Oh,
house
you
every
have
year.
a haunted house?
I build a
Boy,
haunted
does
house.
he.
Yeah, I build a haunted
Wow.
house every year for Halloween.
That's
I get
really
like a couple
cool.
hundred kids out here every year. Yeah, I love it. I actually start my build in one more week. Yeah, I start building. Yeah, I got a lot to build. It's gonna
Wow.
be huge this year. Yeah,
And where do you do
it'll
it?
be out in the front yard.
Oh, like right here. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
you do it
Yes.
here.
Yeah, like
Oh,
my
God.
shed right now is full of like
Wow,
all my Halloween props and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
that's really cool.
Yeah, you and your husband should totally come out. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom helped 1 year,
I
and
had a blast.
yeah, it's like he I built this thing where it looks like a picture from the front. It literally looks like that wall, and then the picture behind there, it drops down. It's called drop panel, and it scares like the shit out of people, and they walk by it. And
Wasn't it a mirror?
No. That it was a picture. It was a clown like in
Oh,
there.
okay.
It was like a framed clown, and then the back dropped
Next
down.
thing you know, it drops down, and I popped out.
Yeah, it was fun.
You are a
Anyway,
clown,
as
so
Wolf-
that
I
makes,
have
that
a-
checks
I
out.
had a Wolfman mask
I have some
on.
videos of it actually on my Instagram. I think.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Cool.
back in 2016.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Back in
You
2016.
just chose to ignore.
But you haven't
That
helped.
long ago?
Yeah, you haven't helped since 2016.
Well, the last couple Halloweens have been a little challenging, haven't
Well,
they?
yeah. No, I was away. I was deployed, and I was going to school for a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. They took Halloween. The Army took Halloween from me for a couple years, but
No.
That's so rude.
it's very rude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what do you think? What else can we get to on this? Do you think?
I mean,
We've gone so off the rails.
yeah. This
We
was
love
this was a
rolling
good.
off the rails.
This was good.
Woo!
I didn't realize how late it got.
Yeah.
So
We're
Hey,
having so much
time
fun.
flies.
we were having fun. It was awesome having you guys here today. Thank you
I'm
so
so
much for
glad
coming.
you guys let me
Yeah.
run my
Let?
mouth on your podcast.
Oh yeah, we'd love to have you on again. We like
If-
having Mel on.
if
I wish
there-
my wife would join us. She hates being on.
If there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's
Dish.
talk my ass off.
Yeah, excellent.
I love to hear it.
We love to see it. Isn't
I
that
also
what they
just
say?
I love the opportunity to like I obviously get to kind of like vent about my day to day and like talk about stuff with my fellow hairstylist
Isn't
coworker.
it-
But it's so nice to like do that with someone who is like in the same industry but like on a different end of it and
Mm-hmm.
kind of compare notes, and like someone who is of the opposite sex. That's like really cool.
It
Like to
is.
kind of be like
It's very
chatting
cool.
with a dude about who like is a barber who works in the same, you know, and kind of like deals.
Yeah.
I have always wondered what the dynamic difference was in
Yeah.
salons versus barbershops. But it
I would
sounds
say
pretty
most
similar.
barbershops are like ultra testosterone-y. Like we're very like, you know, we don't have that fucking dumb mindset in ours. But yeah, there's like a whole lot of like annoying masculinity that goes into barbering too. That's like a whole other side of the business. but we don't get like
Oh
that
yeah,
in the shop.
I used to work next to a old school Italian barber shop at my first
Oh, yeah.
salon, and walking out of, and we were right next to each other. It was like it felt very his and hers almost, in like a weird way. And I used to literally walk out of the front door and like bop into there to like say hi, and I like on many occasions would be like, I don't belong in here. This is like how pirates feel about a woman being on a ship. Like I shouldn't even be in here. Like
Yeah.
this is so. I'm gonna go now. And like the conversations, I'm like, so anyway, I'll see myself out. I feel like I didn't need to hear any of this, nor did I want to. And yeah, I think it was definitely that kind of barbershop. It was like it was yucky in there.
Yeah,
And
you
now-
have to be pretty disgusting to like be a barber.
And now we're the ones talking about poop.
So like women don't talk about the like sex life and all that shit
Yeah,
as much.
we do. But men are like
Gross about
men
it.
are really vulgar and say really like. Men are just I don't know, man.
I know, like I asked my wife like what was her favorite thing about it. She's like, your smile, your eyes. And I was like, oh yeah, I like those things on you too. But I'm like, as I'm like looking at her like
We're
fucking giant natural
I think
tits.
we're a little. I think we lean a little more pure than.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Liz had on this like real low cut, this like low cut outfit. I was like, oh my god, Liz,
You're like, "Auga."
I went. You look so smart tonight. Your personalities are showing.
Oh my god, dude, it's not gonna get any better than this. This is
No, seriously. Thank you guys for coming on. It was very nice to meet you. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
what a good,
We'd love to have
what a
you.
good
I mean,
note.
you guys could just come over too and play like board games.
Thank you for your service.